Hey ladies and gentlemen, Wolf Crier here, and let's talk about Diablo 3. In this video we're going to talk about a couple things. First off, rumors swirling about a certain class being announced at Blizzcon 2017. And then I'd also like to talk about patch 2.6.1 and what it means for the future of Diablo 3, as well as Blizzard's huge involvement with the community as of late, which is very, very important. All right, first up, rumors about those Druid wings. When Season 12 premiered on the PTR, the seasonal reward was that Seraphim wings, and they were named after the first Druid, according to Diablo 3 lore. Now you can check out Riker's video. I will put that link in the description below. I'm pretty sure most of you have already seen that. But Riker went into detail about those wings, about that Druid, all the lore behind it, and how he thinks that this is a hint by Blizzard that the Druid is going to be announced as the next class pack at BlizzCon 2017. And I definitely am hyped about that. But I personally have to keep it with a grain of salt because we know how that Diablo 4 dice thing went, don't we? Now, last BlizzCon, I think I was the only YouTuber that called for a class pack being announced at BlizzCon 2016, well before any hints were even dropped as far as that image that was released, stuff like that. My video about that came out about 2 months before that, and I was the only YouTuber thinking that that could be a possibility. And this time, I'm actually leaning towards agreeing with Riker. The Druid would be amazing as far as a new class coming to the game. I mean, heck, in Diablo 2, the Druid was my main class, and it was my favorite class. And it's actually where I first used the moniker Wolf Crier, was on my Druid in Diablo 2. So it would be very, very awesome to be able to play a Druid in Diablo 3. That would be absolutely amazing. Hopefully this is something that comes to pass, but it's all going to depend on how well the Necromancer did. And I'm thinking it did very well because a lot of us YouTubers and streamers, we gave a lot away in addition to the ones that Blizzard gave us to give away. Now, I gave away 24 Necromancer keys thanks to a very, very awesome supporter of mine, Lunar Continc, aka Burnt Pie. Love you, man. That was pretty epic. Everybody who entered the contest to win a Necromancer key during one of my giveaways won one. And that was pretty awesome. So I gave away 24 that got paid for. And that's in addition to all the other streamers, all the other people that just bought it. I mean, I have tons of friends that bought the Necromancers, but we have no way of gauging how well it did. If it did very well, I would definitely expect the Druid to be announced, because currently, what are Travis and that team working on, if not something else along the lines of the Necromancer? Seems to me they have a job to do, and if their job's done once everything's in-game, they got to be working on something else, because they got to keep working. Which leads me into my next point, ladies and gentlemen. Patch 2.6.1 and the fact that Blizzard has been on the forums, like, represented very, very well with Don Vu and Brandy, everybody commenting on people's feedback for the PTR. Don Vu recently released the Developer Chronicles for patch 2.6.1 and what that means and what they're trying to accomplish with it, and the fact that they are actually actively working towards balancing out this game. And guys, you got to give them a little bit of leeway. Not every build in this game can be balanced, especially the way a lot of the sets work, where you can overlap sets and gear and stuff like that. What might work for one build might, make it up to an equal playing ground, might actually push another build way past it anyway. So not every build in this game could possibly be equal. It's just not going to happen. There's so many combinations between gear and skills and all that type of stuff. But the fact that more builds are viable end game as far as pushing 110s equally for the most part. I mean, there's going to be some separation. It's always going to happen. Something is going to do slightly more damage, or you're going to get a slightly better rift that goes better with a certain build that you're not going to be able to, stop that from happening. Something is going to edge slightly ahead of the others. That's the way this game is going to work, strictly because none of the numbers can always be even. But I have to say that seeing stuff like on the Monk, Wave a Light up there, in his EP, Raiment Generator, in his Generator, in his EP, LTK, both the LON version and the Sunmuko's version. I mean, these are all builds that are all 105 plus builds, and that is absolutely amazing. I personally can't wait to see some of the group makeups that are going to come out of this. We've already done a 103 with Uliana's EP as the Rift Clearer. It's pretty crazy. I mean, I don't know if that could actually happen, but it's going pretty awesome on the PTR, having a ton of fun, being able to push further and further than we ever have with different builds. I mean, if they were just going to buff the top build, then that's power creep. But if they're buffing the other builds up to where they can compete against each other, that's pretty sweet. And it's very awesome to see Blizzard actually actively communicating with the community on the forums, taking into account what the people are talking about. I mean, somebody posted the other day about Shadowset not getting enough love, and Brandy 2 days later posted that they buffed the Shadowset and the Impale build. So they are listening to the community and trying to buff up this game, which is another reason I think maybe something is coming at BlizzCon this year, because there is a massive active involvement by Blizzard and the community, and it's so amazing to see. At one point, about a year and a half ago, I thought this game was completely dead in the water and that we were just, going to float around doing the same stuff. And we kind of are, but that's the nature of the beast. It's just a loot game. There's no content coming as far as, new acts, that sort of thing. I doubt that anyways, but it's good to see Blizzard actively engaging with the people that play this game. And for the first time, well, actually, the Necromancer made it the first time that I saw a light coming through the tunnel. And it was pretty cool because things looked bleak to me myself about a year and a half ago. And I thought that Diablo 3 was purely in maintenance mode and just not going to be anything until a Diablo 4 eventually got released. Now, I do believe that they are working on another game, a sequel, Diablo 4 or something of that sort, but that's going to take time. That's not going to be announced this year. If that happens, I will seriously be in awe of everything, because I do not expect they could possibly have anything ready to announce at BlizzCon for the next Diablo game, but I do believe that they are actively working on that as well, while the Diablo 3 team is actually working on Diablo 3 and trying to make it better for the players. Now, like I said, these builds coming out of patch 2.6.1, eventually something's going to edge out. I do believe in numbers, stuff like that. I know some builds are better than others, and that is a definite. But I think this whole patch 2.6.1 closes the gap, opens up the possibility of playing how you want to play and still doing 90 plus, 100 plus, 110 plus. I mean, Tempest Rush didn't get that great of a buff for the Monk in patch 2.6.1, but it can still do 95 plus. That is absolute awesomeness, because I think that is what this game has needed for so long. And there were times when Blizzard actually made me think that they weren't even going to try, by releasing Developer Chronicles saying that, not all builds can be viable, this, that, and the other. When they were presented with the question from the community of why can't more builds be competitive, and it seems that they've done a complete about face and actually worked towards making that happen. If each class has 5 or 6 builds, that are capable of making it really close to that top spot of the leaderboard, that's awesome. And that's what Diablo 3 should be, especially if that translates into the group play where the meta is, you know, there's going to be a meta. It's going to happen. But if you are able to do 4 or 5 GRs lower by using a different meta, I'm okay with that, because I'm okay with being able to play the game how I want to play it and not forcing the people I play with to play something so that we can just, you know, get up there with everybody else. Because this game, to me, needs to be about fun. It's always been about fun. I play this game to have fun. If it's not fun and if it's work, I'm not going to play the game, even if I'm a YouTuber and a streamer. That's why I make the videos, is because the game's fun. It's not the other way around. I don't have fun with the game because I make videos. I mean, so the fact that they're trying to make it more fun, more competitive for different people, different play styles, that sort of thing, and balance the playing field, I'm all for that. And so far, the future of Diablo, in my opinion, looks very, very bright. Guys, thank you so very much for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. I greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and definitely leave a comment below on your thoughts about what we talked about. Guys, thank you so very much. Peace.